It's Sunday. That means it is Unturned pages. Welcome, everyone. As you can see, Bus is not with us. He is busy with his Spirit Halloween job, so he is taking the time off that he needs. He will be back in November. As before, if you missed the announcement, we will be taking a break until mid-November after the show. We might have a pop-up 1 or 2 shows in October, but nothing is solidified at this point. I'm going to be busy with traveling and events and everything, but we will be back mid-November with Wes and me hosting the show again. Let's go through some of our housekeeping things. We do have available still. I have small all the way up to 2XL. They are $25 plus shipping. If you're going to be at Rock Island this weekend, I will have them available. We do have our long sleeves available to order. They are $35 plus shipping. And we also have our hoodies, which have been a great hit with people. They have the little ghosty on the back. They are $45 plus shipping. Those are to be made when ordered. So they might have a little extra time to be shipped out, but you will get them if you bought them. We do still have a couple of tumblers left, so make sure you grab one of those. We do have from Maximalas. It has sodalite, crystal quartz, black tourmaline, labradorite, smoky quartz, and obsidian. They are $44 plus shipping. I will have them available at Rock Island this weekend. So if you want one and don't want to pay shipping, this is the great time to get one. This is where you can see all of our shows. Facebook Live, Audible, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Like I've been mentioning, this weekend is the Rock Island Roadhouse Paracon, October 5th, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. $5 admission. There's going to be over 120 different vendors, speakers, celebs, Josh Purvis from The Searchers, so many other great, amazing people will be there. Come out with the family. It is a family-friendly event. I know my friends at Eternal Paranormal will have some kid games going on at their booth, so check it out. If you have not become a member of Beacon Streaming Network, go check it out. It is ran by Shane Pittman and Josh Purvis. They have great shows happening right now on that network, and many more to be added this coming year. Great price, $4.99 a month. It is one of the lowest streaming services that you can have. Prices not increase at all. They want to keep it affordable for the people. So a lot of the people that you love on TV, like Ryan Rochelle will have a show, Kalani the Ghost Hunter will have a show, Sarah Lomos will have a show, my good friend Vince will have a show. So many great shows coming out on that network, so you have to check it out. And then if you haven't checked out our Facebook page, do it now. Go to Unturned Pages. There is a giveaway happening from our sponsor, Haunted Happy Hour. A little cute gift basket with some coffee, a mug, a little ghost. It will end tomorrow, and I will announce the winner on October 1st. You must share the post, comment with some friends, and like their Facebook page. Our Facebook page should be entered super easily. So check it out. Get entered to win a free bag of coffee. And trust me, I got my husband hooked on this coffee, and he loves it. So go check him out. It is Haunted Happy Hour. Check our Facebook page for that post. You won't regret it. And make sure if you love coffee, every paranormal investigator loves coffee. You need coffee. They are the great ladies to check out and support in this paranormal community. I have a check them out. But tonight we have my good friend Larry Eissler on. He's been on the show a couple of times already, but we're just going to talk paranormal, filmmaking, and all that fun stuff today. But first, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. We have Tiffy from Eternal Paranormal. We have Annie. we have this amazing group of people, Paranormal Lockdown, which they are hosting an event next July at Broadhead Manor, so check their page out. Then we have Derek from Eternal Paranormal. Check their Facebook out. Their first page got hacked, so they're recreating everything on their new page. So go give them some love. Get them back up to 1,000 likes so they can go live on their Facebook page. We have Stacy Lee on. So let's bring our guest on, Larry Eissler.
Hello.
And look who popped into the chat. Dan.
Dan.
And Nikki.
Hi, Nikki. It's my selfie bestie.
I'm your selfie bestie too. So. And then Russ, he must have just got off work.
He just got off of work. That's right.
He must have. But for people who don't know who you are, Larry, give everyone a little quick overview of who you are.
Sure. So my name's Larry. I basically am a paranormal filmmaker, and I'm just now getting into horror and thriller and other stuff like that. But I got my start making a show called Expedition Entity, which is on the Paraflix Network, and we have 17 episodes. And I also have an hour-long documentary special called Broadhead Manor, the Paraflix Special Investigation. So I have technically 18 hour-long docs on Paraflix. And I'm currently in the works doing another one for the Watsika Wonder House with my good friends Neil Gibbons of Gradeside Paranormal and Diet, who is a fantastic psychic medium. One of the best that I've ever met. So if you ever get the chance to work with her or go to an event where she's doing readings, I highly recommend checking her out.
Absolutely.
And someone's making my dog mad upstairs.
Uh-oh. It's probably your son.
Probably. Actually, he just got home from work, so it's probably him. Like, touch me, pet me. I don't care, you're on a podcast. Pet me.
Pet me. So when did you start researching the paranormal? At a young age?
Actually, my first paranormal experience was more than likely when I was a kid. I don't really remember it, but when I was, elementary school-ish, I would never sleep in my bedroom at my parents' house. I'd actually sleep in the hallway outside of my bedroom, like on the floor with my pillow, my little blankie, just sleeping on the floor. I would never sleep in the bedroom. And then I remember in high school, I had this massive bunk bed where, I'm 6'2", so me standing under the bunk bed, it had to be pretty damn big, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that also means that the side rail for the top bunk where the bed is at least 7 feet up in order to account for the space underneath. So one night I'm laying there and I had this 19-inch box TV shoved into the corner on a shelf. That's how I watch TV in bed.
Yep.
And I'm just watching TV. I was watching like Adult Swim or something. And if you ever watched it, when they cut to commercial, sometimes the show would go black for a second.
Yep.
And then it'd be this bright flash. And like it'd blind you if you weren't ready for it. In that bright flash, a little boy in a red coat was peeking over the railing of my bed right in front of my face.
Oh wow. I would be like, I'm out. Goodbye.
Freaked me the hell out. Obviously I can't turn the light on, so I peek over the side. There's nobody there. It's a 7-foot drop down. I don't know what the hell's going on. And it happens, a couple times that I remember. And then my sister, once I end up moving out and I go into the Army, I go to basic training, I get an apartment and do all that stuff. My sister's in the same room. And it come to find out she had an identical experience with the little boy in the red coat. And again, I'm in the Army. I'm very focused on that. I'm doing so many other things. I forget about it. Even on my deployment, very much focused on other things, not really thinking about ghosts. I get back from my deployment, and on my deployment, I'm doing photography things. I'm doing photo editing and video editing and stuff like that. And I just happened to remember that I really liked watching the Ghost Hunters TV show. So I flip
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Hunters on and I'm watching it and I'm like, I could do that.
I can do that.
But sometimes you watch like those old shows and you're like, that seems a little contrived. Like
Right?
that might be a little set up.
Mm-hmm.
So I started getting into the mindset of this crap is fake. It's entertaining to watch, but it's fake. So the end of 2009, I get involved in a web forum for Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
Out in Chicago, yep.
Back before you had things like Facebook with their massive groups and all that stuff, you had to go to a web forum.
Yep.
And people would be posting their photos in there. Look at this great catch I had. This is where the little girl in the plaid dress for that ghost app. People
Yeah.
were posting those photos, and it's super easy to be like, "Hey, here's the source image for that little girl in the dress. It's fake."
Mm-hmm.
And people started getting really pissed that I was always disproving their evidence. So this one guy, his name's Brandon. He goes, "You need to come out with us and join us on an investigation." And I go to Scott Mansion in Joliet, Illinois. Hiram B. Scott was one of the original patent holders for barbed wire. The dude
Okay.
was loaded.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about that place. Yeah.
Yeah. They were allowing people to investigate it while it was very dilapidated. And
Mm-hmm.
um I had too many of my first experiences there to be able to go, this stuff's fake. So my mission to prove the paranormal was fake ended abruptly. And I met this dude. His name's Dan Norvell. He just happened to be posting on Facebook in February, talking about how he's doing a cemetery crawl. Come on out and hang out and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's only 45 minutes from my house. I could go to that and hang out for a little while, and then ended up staying until like 4 in the morning. And he and I investigated the paranormal together until January of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So quite a long time.
Yeah.
Quite a long
And you guys together wrote a couple books as
did.
well.
We did. There's one book that we don't talk about anymore. It was self-published, and I did the editing on it, and the grammar's horrible. But it was a theory book where in 2012, all the theories that we used to investigate, we put in a book.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, a lot of those theories ended up being either reproduced by other more prominent people in the field or proven to be true. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And then, we got a little bit more serious. We wrote Ghost of the Black Hawk War, which is kind of hi Betsy, half history and half paranormal.
Okay.
So it's all for the Illinois side because the war was split between Illinois and Wisconsin. And we basically followed the Black Hawk Trail, starting from Rock Island and Saukenok, and just kind of wove around and found the battle sites, the massacre sites, and the sites that still existed.
Mm-hmm. So
Some of
for
them
people
are
who don't know, what is the Black Hawk War?
so the Black Hawk War was exactly the name. It was fought with the Sauk and Fox Native Americans, led by Black Hawk, who was not a chief. He was a war chief. It's slightly different. The Sauk tribe was very almost democratic. Almost. It was close. So in that, in 1832, a whole history lesson that would take me way too long to explain. Black Hawk was prevented from coming back into Illinois. So in 1832, he wanted to revisit Saukenok, which was their ancestral city, which is now present day Rock Island. There's a really
Okay.
beautiful museum in Rock Island for Saukenok. Highly recommend you check it out.
I'll have to.
And in doing so, was basically declaring war because the treaty prevented them from crossing back over. So they made their way up to present day Stillman Valley, Illinois, which is just outside of DeKalb, a little ways. I think it's about
Okay.
30 or 40 minutes outside DeKalb. And long story short, Black Hawk had his camp up by Rockford. When the militia made camp in present day Stillman Valley, some scouts were notified, like, hey, the militia's here. Black Hawk went to surrender. There was either a misunderstanding or the militia were drunk, crocked
Okay.
out of their mind, and one of the emissaries that Black Hawk sent down was executed. And then we now have a 6-month war, which is one of the last major Native American wars before they all went out west.
Oh wow.
So we started from the very first war battle site, that's in Stillman Valley,
Okay.
and went all the way up to the end, up near Apple River Fort and Kellogg's Grove. Kellogg's Grove was the second bundling of skirmishes where there was a considerable death count.
Okay.
And some of them are hard to find because like they exist in a cornfield now,
Yeah, I was gonna
or
say cornfield or someone's backyard or.
yeah, and they don't want anything to do with the paranormal, so don't trespass on my land. Like,
Yep.
whatever, fine. But the ones that we found, like it's almost 200 years after the events, and these guys had a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Yeah,
Starting with the men at Stillman's Valley, the monument site of Stillman Valley, all thought that Major Isaiah Stillman was a coward because he was the commanding officer, but he was
mm-hmm.
also the first one in the retreat heading back to Fort Dixon.
Interesting.
Like your officers aren't supposed to lead the retreat; they're supposed to usher the
Yeah.
men forward, and then be the last on the field, like go down with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
That was not Major Isaiah Stillman. That was Captain John Giles Adams, a very young captain. Him and 8 other men basically stood on a hill and defended the retreat, and then those 9 men never left the hillside. So they're still buried there. The very cool thing is that while technically this is a cemetery because there's 9 men buried there, it's not designated a cemetery. It's a park, and the park has no dusk hours.
Oh, nice.
You can be in that park at 3 o'clock in the morning, and
Did not get too long.
unless you're causing damage or being obnoxious with flashlights, the police might roll by and they'll be like, "Hey, you catch
What are you
anything?" Like, "No, not anything yet." "All right, cool. Have a good night." And then they take off.
doing?
Like
Nice.
all the police are just like, "Hey, what's going on? You got anything yet?" "No." "Okay, cool. Later." "You want to come investigate with us?" "Hell no."
No.
They never want to
No. I'll
investigate.
let you do it. They're like, I'll let you guys do it. You're the pros.
They'll ask for stories. I'm like, "Oh yeah, this one time we were here," and they love that. And it's like, "Hey, come on out and investigate too." "No, I'm good. You guys go. You go
Mhm.
ahead." Like, come on, chicken.
But yeah.
So that's in a nutshell the Black Hawk War book. The second book that Dan and I wrote together is Afterlife Anthology. And that is a collection of all the short stories that Dan wrote over a large amount of time. A lot of them based on personal experiences, investigations that he and I did, and stuff like that. And we're basically turned into these fictional stories
Hmm.
where a lot of the stories are from the spirit's perspective. So,
Nice.
haunting a house, what does the ghost say for when things happen? Um, and most people, when they read the book, there's always that one story where they're like, this is the story that identifies with me. I really like this story.
Hmm.
And for me, it's the last story in the book. It's called Double Jack.
Nice.
It's actually
Okay.
one that Dan is going to be working on to get a part 2 on.
Okay.
And when I read it, I get a very Sin City detective noir vibe,
Okay.
which is I love noir films. I love the film Sin City. I can watch Sin City nonstop all day. I love that movie. But that's the vibe I get, and that's my favorite story.
Hmm.
So, and then just this July, I released a very short ebook called Haunted by Likes: The Dark Side of Social Media in the Paranormal Community. And I will fully admit that I read that off of the screen because it's there and it's convenient. And sometimes I forget the subtitles of my own books. It happens. It's okay.
It happens.
Um, it's it's a very short ebook. It's like 30 something pages. It's just to get the topic started for us to
Mhm.
start discussing social media. And I, I understand the irony. We're on social media right now.
Yep.
The only way that we're able to talk about the book is because of social media.
For me.
There are pros and cons, but the cons are real bad. We get to do an event with me. Yes, Bell City.
Yep. I'll
Bell
be there as
City.
well.
And Scotty Rourke's going to be there. I
Buddy. And
love hanging with Scotty Rourke.
absolutely. I
So
blame him. I blame him for a lot of things in my life.
that's fair. That's
So
fair.
He's a lot.
Um,
I think Sky was really one of the first people I met in the paranormal community.
okay,
So he's a good friend.
okay,
And Joe's just a fun guy too. I've known him
yeah,
since 2010.
okay.
As soon
I'll
as I met Scotty, so
I'll be meeting him for the first time at Bell City, so
he's
I think
like
so.
half an inch taller than me.
Oh,
He's not very much taller than
so,
me.
so last week where I made that post about throwing short people,
You can add
you
Joe to that.
you both would have qualified.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Well,
Yes.
he can get in line behind you.
He goes in front of me. He goes in front. I
All
go.
right, sounds good
Good
to
night,
me.
Dan. Dan
Good night,
Sweet.
Dan. Have a good night, brother.
Um. So, and you have a new book coming out very soon, hopefully within the next 6 months.
I do. It's currently in the beta read phase.
And let me just say, it's really good. So when he releases it, you gotta get it because it's good.
Yep, Jenny is a beta reader. I think there's about 7 of you, give or take, about
Yeah.
7. I've been getting feedback in. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer in case anyone else has anything else they want to say, or they need to finish reading it because
Yeah.
October is busy. We get it,
Yeah. I have about half of it left still. So
Yeah, you're out doing events every weekend. It's a lot.
yeah.
So
And you have like the personal stuff and everything. So yeah.
absolutely. And then once the beta read feedback comes in, there's going to be stuff I need to change, stuff that I should
Yeah.
add or remove. So a little bit more writing. And then Mike Ricksecker for Haunted Road Media, who published our first 2 books, he's interested in reading it. So I might publish it through Haunted Road Media again, which is
You
kind of
should.
cool. So I like working with Mike. Uh, maybe Baraboo and Bell City. I will not be at Rock Island.
No.
I
Nope.
am not going to be at Rock Island. I have another event I'm committed to. So you guys will have to party without me. However, there's going to be a small piece of me at Rock Island.
Yes. I will be bringing his books to Rock
That's right.
Island.
There are
So he
only
will be there in spirit.
in spirit. Yeah. You have what, 5 each?
Yeah.
So 5 each. They're already autographed, signed, ready to go. You can just pick them up, and then now you're set.
Yep.
So I'll be there in book form.
Book form.
But that's it. Yeah. So
Like my mom said, we will miss you, but we understand why.
that's okay. And you'll see me at Bell City anyway. So
Yep. We'll see you
and
at Bell
that's
City.
what, 2 weeks? I think 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh, 3 weeks, something like that.
But we
So
might see you at Baraboo in October too, so who knows?
oh, okay. Yeah, that's
That's
oh yeah,
October 19th.
yeah. Well, no, if that'd be a month from Rock Island to Bell City. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's fine.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We're close enough we can hang out.
Right.
Right?
And there's talks of us doing extra investigations for next year too. So there's always something to do.
Oh yeah.
Always
We gotta figure out something.
Yeah.
What is this for people who don't know what it is?
That is the beautiful Telly Award that we won for Expedition Entity, where we filmed the second floor at Broadhead Manor. And somebody that just happens to be hosting this show was in the award-winning episode and really was kind of half of the investigation.
Definitely.
And I've admitted this. I've told this to other people. We definitely overworked you for the Estes. We probably
Kinda.
should have given you a couple more breaks. But I'm not gonna lie, you're pretty damn good at it. So it's like, hey, we really need to keep this going. Like
Yeah.
we're getting stuff.
Once it starts, you can't stop.
No, like we're getting really great, intelligent responses. Like, let's do it again.
Let's do it again. And then
So
what happened at Jericho a couple weekends ago?
great, just bam, 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 bam responses, like a legit conversation with a spirit. And she's just bam, 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 bam. So, and I had a microphone on her. So I over my headphones could hear the fact that this thing is loud as heck in her ears. So it's not like she could hear us in the room. And we were what, 12-ish feet away from you, and no one's talking really loud.
Yeah.
So, we're quiet-ish. And that actually might be more than 12 feet. I'm not sure.
I think about
Um,
15 feet from Nikki, and you're a couple not that
I
far from
I
Nikki.
might have been 6 feet past her.
Yeah.
So, and then when Scotty came in, he sat in the chair. So yeah, maybe about 15 feet. So, let me tell you, there's some really, really, really good Estes stuff. And not obviously at Jericho too, but for the Broadhead episode that we won the telly on, um,
That
you
was
know,
crazy.
it was crazy. And then you guys in the principal's office.
Hmm.
So, you both, you and Jen, had already kind of been affected the entire time.
Yeah.
The very first session, it ends with Jen basically dry heaving on my microphone.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there listening to it, and she goes, "Huh, sorry, Larry." And I'm like, I have to keep this in. This is hilarious.
At
Okay, I'm
least
gonna keep
I
this in.
wasn't. At least I wasn't dry heaving into the microphone. I was trying to
No,
keep
that
it
was
in.
that was her. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like she
I'm
just
like,
like,
get me
"Huh."
outside.
I was like a
I'm
cat with a
like,
hairball. "Huh."
yeah. All I remember was like,
So
I was like, get me outside. I need to be outside at this point.
yeah, you
That
you
was,
guys took quite a few breaks that night.
yeah.
And then just heading to the principal's office where you both got hit hard.
Hmm.
And when she stood up, it's kind of off camera the way we were situated. I wasn't expecting to film somebody walking out of a session.
Right.
So, she walks off camera and then basically like passes out falling forward.
Yep.
And I'm wedged in between two cameras off screen. This is the only spot that I happen to be able to stand, and it's blocking her face from smashing the entertainment center. Like she would have totally crushed her
Yeah.
face in the corner of that entertainment center if I wasn't there.
Hmm.
So it's like I was destined to stand here and keep this girl from killing herself
Yeah.
and carry her out. And then, we got some of the honestly the strangest, kind of scariest like personal experience feedback from you guys in the hallway.
Yeah.
And you're listening and you're seeing Jen tell the story, and you can see her hands are shaking and how scared she was.
Yeah.
And
We
it's like,
both were
damn.
shaking. We're like, oh.
Yeah, the principal, he's strong,
Hmm.
and he doesn't joke around.
Nope.
And I've told this to a lot of people. Jen is very alternative. She's got colored hair, she wears leather, she's got like the ripped holy pants, the
Yep.
jeans, and then she's got that septum piercing and lots of tattoos.
Hmm.
So, that's the kind of young woman that a principal from way back when probably is not gonna like.
No. No.
Especially a very strict authoritarian principal.
Hmm.
So it makes
Whenever,
sense.
whenever I go back to Broadhead and there's a spirit box on, I get go to detention because of that night.
Well,
It,
you probably should.
I
Probably
probably
should.
should not go back to detention. Let's just no. But every time if somebody has a spirit box and I enter that building, the first thing that will come out of that spirit box is Jenny detention. Jenny detention.
Yeah. And that's the important thing that I want to mention here is both you and Jen have gone back to Broadhead.
Hmm.
And you've had normal, perfectly fine investigations. It's just that one time it's like, hey, you should not be here now.
Yeah.
And that
And,
happens on every location. There's always something,
hmm.
you know. And it doesn't mean there's anything demonic at
Nope.
Broadhead or anything evil. It's just a jerk. He's a jerk.
He is a jerk.
He
He's
doesn't
old
like
time.
women. He's really old timey. He's just a jerk. When the jerk is done, leave the jerk alone.
Yeah. Right.
So
When he's done, he'll tell you, and then like the janitor will tell you to leave too.
yeah,
And he's an
and
old
if
time
yeah,
spirit.
and if you don't, you'll know.
Oh, he'll know. You'll know because
You'll know.
you'll get pushed. You'll get
Yeah.
shoved.
Or me get grabbed like this to where every muscle in your back and your arms locks up and you're like, I don't like
Ah,
this.
yeah.
I don't like this at all.
Or when
So
Rob Thompson got pushed
thrown against the wall.
by the throat
Yeah, yeah,
against the wall, he'll tell you
yeah,
when to leave, and when
yeah.
you don't, you get hurt.
Yeah, there are two spirits that you want to respect in that building, and it's those two. I mean, you want to respect everybody, but
Oh yeah.
the other spirits you can kind of push back a little bit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you need to leave now. Well, why do I need to leave? Can't
Leave.
we talk a little bit longer? The principal and the janitor, leave. Okay, sir, we're leaving. Thank you very
Peace out.
much.
Thank you.
Peace out. We gotta go. Don't mess with them. Just when they say go, you go.
Yeah, Joe, I
So
agree. You have to get to Broadhead. I will take you one day, and I will make Larry come up for it. You will love.
um
You
there
will
there are
love Broadhead,
there are two events next year that you can go to for Broadhead Manor. The first one is going to be Spirits in the Paranormal,
which is in
which
June.
is June 14th.
Yes.
And then there's an investigation component after that. And then there is Paranormal Rockdown, which is July 18 and 19. Paranormal Rockdown is going to have, oh God, Sam Beltrusis, David Childers,
Childers,
Mike Gagliano.
and many
Um,
more from what I've heard. There's gonna be
there's like 20 of them, and a
mhm.
lot of them are going to be announced this upcoming weekend at Rock
Yes.
Island.
Yep.
So, you know, that's a great one to go to as well, especially when it comes to investigating, because there's going to be a lot of cool people there that have done some really cool things.
Mm-hmm. Let's Walk. It is in Broadhead, Wisconsin, so it's about like an hour from the Illinois border.
Yeah, it's
5
about
hours. 5 hours from the Twin Cities.
it's an hour northwest of Rockford,
Yeah.
maybe west by northwest.
Well, I know
Um,
she's from like St. Paul area, so she's about 5 hours, just like me. So.
oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, when you rent the building to investigate it, there's an overnight component if that's what you want.
Yeah.
There are sleeping spaces in the building. You can stay right there with
You
the
can stay in
spirits.
the principal's office, which I do
You
just to make the principal mad because I
you
know
can
he does
you
not
can
like
stay
me.
there. And some of the other sleeping spaces, the kids will jump on the bed.
Yep.
Good luck with that.
And you can get tucked into bed by the spirits. You can
Yeah.
get woken up by them playing with all your equipment.
And many times they'll make phone calls on your phone,
Yes. Yep.
or they'll like pull up your number pad on your phone, like to call out, and then just put a bunch of random numbers into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be careful with your phones because they'll mess with your phone too.
Yeah. Well,
It's a great place.
like remember a couple weekends ago at Great Lakes, all of a sudden my phone went to the blue screen of death.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what
Your
the
your
hell?
phone's like, I give up on life. I'm done. No more.
Yeah, I was like, I was just on it like 5 minutes ago. I sat down for a session, and all of a sudden I look at my phone, and it's blue screen of death, and I went,
Mhm.
Larry, fix it.
There you go.
I think that was the spirits of that school playing with my phone. I was like,
Potentially.
I've never seen that happen before or after yet. So
Yeah.
I blame that school
Yeah.
for that. Derek says they like to mess with your phones. Yes, they
For
do.
sure. For
Oh,
sure.
okay, let's see. I don't have pictures here. What has been your favorite place to investigate besides Broadhead?
Ooh. Um,
Besides Broadhead.
so that's a really tough one. I'm really leaning towards either the Vets Hall or Tinker Swiss Cottage in Rockford. Um, the Vets Hall, I'm a veteran, and
Mm-hmm.
I've investigated the Vets Hall over a dozen times. So I've got a good rapport there. It's easy for me to get activity because I've had so many investigations there. Um, and it's not too difficult for me to get into the building as long as they don't have an event going on. Tinker Swiss Cottage, very much the same. I've investigated that building a dozen times almost. Have always gotten the best stuff. The only time the only time I never got anything was when we brought an investigator from the outside in, and the spirits didn't like them, and
Uh-oh.
then they just took off. Like they gave us nothing all night. So it's like, okay, well that person can't come back.
Yeah, right?
But the rest of the time, like you get great stuff at both locations.
Mm-hmm.
So when we did the episode for Tinker Swiss Cottage, we were talking with Robert Tinker for 10, 12 minutes
Oh,
about
wow.
how portals work,
Oh,
where
wow.
the portals are in the house, and how they utilize them.
Interesting.
And go figure, there's a portal in one of the most haunted rooms in the building, the library. And it's like, well, that makes a lot of sense now because that's where they're going in and out of this portal. So they're always in that space. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to have that conversation.
Hmm.
He confirmed multiple dimensions and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And like my mom said, it depends on the vibes people bring into the location. If you don't bring in good
Yes.
attitudes, good vibes, spirits won't want to communicate with you. Or,
Yes.
sometimes take the, if you're coming in aggressive, they'll show themselves as that as well. So,
Yes. A lot of times ego does not work with the paranormal. The
nope.
spirits, they can see your ego from a mile away and they want nothing to do with you.
Hmm.
If you're a very dark person, spirits that are more on the light side, they're gonna want nothing to do with you.
Yep.
Like you just meh, they just don't care. They'll ignore you. Um, so what's my favorite spot to investigate at Broadhead? Um, so
He loves the janitor.
I I don't have a problem with the janitor. I did an event there with David Childers and Alora and Michelle and Brittany. And I was in the janitor's area talking with the whole crowd of people that we had. Great responses. When he was done, we were done and we left. But like I had no problems. Would I say that's my favorite? Probably not. Um, my favorite, it seems to be either where I'm being drawn to, or the universe is just putting me there. And that's the third floor in the math room. Um, every time there's an event at Broadhead, either I'm put on the third floor or I just get dragged to the third floor and I
Hmm.
get the best stuff ever. And then people from the event are like, "Can we go back to the third floor with you?" Okay, let's
Right?
go.
Yeah.
And you know the math room. It's a big room.
Yep. It is. It is.
And there's one lonely desk on the far side for me to do my Estes, where I sit at the
Mhm.
desk and I hit my little headphones. And then there's a ring of desks on the other side facing towards the lone desk. And
Yes.
there's like 30 feet of distance between you. You cannot hear each other.
Nope. No, it's not.
Um,
Nope.
and the last time I did it was the David Childers event, and I did the Estes first, and I was giving my responses and everything. And one of the event guests wanted to try the Estes, and I'm like, cool. It was also like 80 degrees in the building, and my mask was all sweaty. And I'm like, here's the backup mask.
Hmm.
You don't want to wear my face sweat. That's cool. So I hooked him up, and then I started asking questions. So in that room, there's the chalkboard where it's
Yeah.
got a dissected frog with labeled organs. It's got a bunch of math problems, the alphabet. I use that chalkboard to have my conversations for the Estes session.
Hmm.
So, it's a math room. Let's do some math. I take my flashlight and I point to the number 5 and I go, okay, what is this number? And get no response. I'm like, come on, this one. Give me this one. This one. And then it goes 7. 7 is the number underneath 5. And I'm like, no, this one. What is this number? Pointing to 5 again. It goes 7. No. What is this number? 7. This number. 7. No.
maybe
And of
maybe it
course,
was telling you it's 7 people in the room. I
oh
don't
no,
know.
there's more than that. There was I think every bit of 10, but the group was laughing so hard. Like for an event, it was great. For an investigator trying to have a conversation with a bunch of teenagers, it was annoying.
Yeah.
And we just go back and forth, and I 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay, I point to 7. What is this number? 8. No, no, it is not 8. So we keep going, and then eventually David Childers wants to give it a try. So again, sweaty face mask. He just closed his eyes. It's cool.
Mhm.
And at first he gets nothing, and I'm like, okay, we'll give him a minute to kind of work his way into it. Like sometimes you need that minute to adjust.
Yep.
And we just ask normal questions, and I go back to the chalkboard and I go, what is this number? Pointing to the 5. And I swear to God, David Childers goes 5-7. I'll take it. I'm gonna take it.
That's a win.
5-7. I'm taking that.
That's a
Someone
win.
finally said 5. So, and again, the group that was there were just laughing so hard. They were having such a good time, and I tend to get really good stuff up there. Now, is that because I'm up there a lot and the spirits know me? Maybe.
Maybe.
Or is it because I bring my 16-year-old up to the building and he's always on the third floor hanging out with the teenage spirits on the third floor.
Hmm.
Do I get like a cool dad card because I brought a teenager? Is that a
Maybe.
thing? I'm gonna take it because it doesn't happen in real life.
Right?
Like no 16-year-old's gonna look at their dad and be like, yeah, he's cool. No, you don't get that. So I'm gonna take it. And that's what I'm going with. It makes me feel good.
Yeah, take it for the
So
win. Take it for the win.
yeah, and just you wait. Just you wait. You're halfway there. You're halfway there, and you're gonna be like, I
Oh,
used to be so cool. I know these cool
yeah.
people. Whatever, mom. I don't care that you know who Johnny Hauser is. I don't care you know who Uncle Zaffis is. Whatever. I know them too. And then the eyes go woof,
Whoop.
and you
Yep.
could hear them roll into the back of their head, and you're like,
Mhm. It's funny because River knows Dave Schrader as Uncle Dave, but whenever
mhm,
she's with him, she's like afraid. Oh, what just happened? Hold on. My stupid computer just went crazy.
oh yeah,
But whenever she's with him, she goes, "Nope, not gonna deal with him." And then we get home. She goes, "Can we go see Uncle Dave?" I'm like, "You
mhm,
just saw him and you bolted the other way."
mhm.
I'm like,
So we were up there the other night doing the Eternal Paranormal Broadhead party,
mm-hmm.
and I'm filming a little bit with my camera because I'm testing out the Horn Paranormal torch, right?
Yep,
And I'm trying to design an IR light setup that's going to work for me, using the torch as the main flood,
yeah,
which I did, by the way. It works pretty good. So, but my camera's heavy, and I use the vest setup, and
yeah.
it's tiring. So I set the camera down, and we start asking about them to sing the Pledge of Allegiance with us. So I very quickly flip out my phone to record this live because my other camera was down. Yeah, that's my camera setup. It's heavy.
It,
It's
yeah.
very heavy. So I just happened to catch it to where Neil sang the Pledge of Allegiance and he stops at the word indivisible. And right as soon as he stops very quietly on the live stream, you can hear a female voice say indivisible
Oh wow,
to continue the next word of the pledge.
nice.
And that's an intelligent response. And again, that's the math room.
Yep. The
So
math room is crazy active, and it's in
they're all very smart.
very
It's also where you can shadow watch.
yes.
So you know there's a lot going on the third floor. Bill wants us to return and do a filming of just the third floor. Um,
I'll
with
volunteer.
with everything that I've got going on right now, I don't know when that'll ever be, but I'm interested.
Right?
I'd love to do it. Um, but you can get some really cool stuff up there.
Oh yeah,
So
Broad is amazing. Like I, well, the first time I met you was when I first went to Broadhead
mhm.
in 2013. No,
No,
12.
no,
2012. Yeah,
no. That
yeah.
was
Janesville.
2021.
Janesville. Was Janesville 2021?
Actually, I can look it up right now.
I think it was 2022.
I still have the folder for the photos I took. It was April
2022.
April 2022. Yeah, so that was only
2 years ago.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just happened to stumble into Broadhead that night with a group of 30 people where there's only supposed to be like five people just kind of checking the building out, and then 30 just show up.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm planning to do a little bit of filming with Natalie and with Patty and Rob, and I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people. I can't film this. Like, what am I gonna do? And then I see all these other teams pulling their cameras out. And
Oh my God, that was so crazy.
I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. So I start filming. And some of the stuff that I filmed was really good. So I
Hmm.
reached out to like the 7 other camera operators, got all of their footage, got all the releases, and then contacted every single one of the 30 people in front of the camera and got releases for every single person
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
compiled it into an hour-long special investigation for Paraflix. And that was the very first thing I ever put on the network.
And it was
Uh,
good.
and it was pretty good. So
I wish you got the when Rob was pushed up against the wall
I
by
did.
his skull.
It's in there.
Oh yeah.
The
Okay. Yeah.
the one thing I missed was after Rob got pushed against the wall, the janitor left the area, went upstairs, and then immediately pushed Michaela down the stairs in the other
No,
room.
no. Michaela got pushed first, and
Was it
then
the other way?
yeah, but Michaela went down the steps because I was in front of her. Then
Right.
I felt like somebody was coming behind us, and I'm like, I'm gonna get off the stairs now before something happens.
Okay.
I do not do good with gravity checks, so
Okay. Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get down. And then Michaela was shortly behind me, and all of a sudden got pushed, and then Rob got pushed by the throat to the wall.
Okay. So it's the other way around then.
Yeah.
So, those two events were linked together, and
Mhm.
I didn't have the footage for Michaela getting pushed at the time the episode came out. I had to release that as like a separate little teaser video, a
Yeah.
side video.
Yeah.
But it happened almost the same time, like right
Mhm.
around each other.
I think
So
he heard what Rob was saying, went down the stairs really fast, and went straight to Rob and pushed him.
that makes more sense. Yeah. 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 That makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah,
So,
that night was I fell in love with that building that night, and then
well,
shortly went back
I
with
think
you for the second time.
yeah, I think Patty did too, because every time that they do Spirits in the Spring, Patty's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm coming."
Yep. Yeah.
Like,
Patty and
absolutely,
Natalie love that building.
yeah. So, it's just a great building, and
Mhm.
and it's not just paranormal. Like, there's been a lot of other things filmed there
Oh
too.
yeah. UFOs.
Horror films, UFOs, music videos,
Music
numerous
video.
music videos.
Horror house.
So, like it's a great building to do a lot of cool things in.
And it's big. So it
It's
might not look
big.
big on the outside, but it's big.
It is 60,000 square feet, 55,000 if you remove the condo in the middle of it,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
can't investigate the condo.
Nope.
But 55,000 square feet of playtime is a lot of space.
hmm
A lot of space.
So, what is one place that you would want to investigate in the U.S.? Like, no money
Mm.
is the matter, travel's not the issue. Where would you go?
So if none of that was a factor, I'd have to say the Conjuring House, because I want to see if all the hype is worth the drama that's happening right now.
Oh, I would too. I would
Because
go there.
I've heard like this place is amazing, and then I've heard it's just a little house that's not that great.
Yeah, right. I've heard both.
So, hey, Bill, I I don't
I
know,
would love to go.
and
I would love to go, but I just want to go with who's running it now.
sure, sure, but like I do the film thing,
Yeah.
and I know how easy it is to fake something or make something seem like it's worse than it actually is.
hmm
So I don't trust a lot of these other creators when they put something out unless I know them personally.
Yeah.
Because I know, whether they're ethical or not.
hmm
So, when I see someone make a video like on YouTube about how, oh my God, I got scratched and I got this and I got that, and I'm like, did you though? Did you though? Because there's a lot of convenient cuts in that shot there.
Oh yeah.
So, okay.
So
But
okay.
I don't know them, so
Yeah. Yeah. So you say the country house of the U.S., but now on the flip side, if you could go anywhere in the world, travel, money, not an issue, where would you go? If you can't choose one, choose two. Because I know it's hard.
So I'm gonna go with two. But I feel like they're both very related, even though geographically they're not. Number one, the Paris catacombs.
Yes.
Um, just miles and miles of who knows what, and just the fact that there's bodies everywhere, undisturbed or disturbed remains that are uninterred and all that stuff. There's going to be some things down there. But I'd also be interested in the haunted forest in Japan,
That was
and
suicide first.
I'd do it way better than that Paul brother did. That's for sure. Because yikes, bro, yikes,
Yeah, that was yikes.
yikes. I'd be interested in those two, but at the same time, like, I'll do anything. If someone told me right now, like, hey, I'll fly you out to Amsterdam to investigate this little hut where there's supposed to be a ghost, like, done, let's go.
Done. Done. Yep.
We're in
Right.
Amsterdam, like, we got time to explore, right? But other than that, done.
Right. I
Done.
would totally. I would. Somebody'd be like, "I'll pay for you to go out to Ireland." Okay,
Oh,
we got my
oh,
passport and let's go.
all those old castles and other really cool battle
Castle,
sites and stuff. Done. Let's go.
right?
On my
I will
way.
be. My goal is within the next 2 years to go to Ireland and investigate. Like that is
I
my.
I'd love to go. Every time I talk to like Nat or Elliot and they're talking about like one day we're gonna go to Ireland, I'm like, I want to go to Ireland.
Bring me with, right?
Right, right. Bring me
I want to
with.
go to Leap. I want to go to Stonehenge. I want to do the
Hmm.
UK because their history
Hmm.
is so much older than ours.
Oh yeah,
Just
like the most
imagine,
the
just imagine
earliest thing that we can really document is early 1700s to late 1600s, right? Like when we first really started coming over.
that. Yeah,
Native American stuff, yes, of course, but those are a little harder to document because there's not as many permanent structures.
right.
Unlike, for when we were building things. You go over to Europe and there's things thousands of years old.
Yeah, thousands and
It's
thousands. Yeah,
like, okay, how do I when were you born? 100. What?
100. What? Yeah,
What?
like what?
What?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine me doing Estes in those
Yeah.
across the ocean, like in
Yeah,
those
yeah.
tiny
So we're just
locations?
sitting in a road and you're like all of a sudden like, "Oh,
Oh,
Roman. We're marching. It's the year 500." Like, huh? What? What?
right,
Oh, there's a bunch of stomping sounds. What?
right. I would be in my. That would be when I would definitely get you to come with and film it. Like
Done.
done,
Done. And Nikki says London Tower. I'd love to do the London
right?
Tower. I don't
But
know if they'll ever let me do London Tower.
no, I don't think so.
I'll probably be sitting there singing the song like London, London. And we're just gonna we're gonna cut that out of the show. Just
We're
delete
gonna
that
cut
part.
that out of the show.
Screw.
Yeah,
But
right.
so many cool places, and don't get me wrong, there are castles here too. Like we have
There are.
castles.
Yeah. There's
There's a
it,
castle. There's a castle
it,
in Oregon, Illinois.
that is true. And then there's one
Hmm.
in I can't remember what city it's in. Hold on, let me look it up. It's the Pythian Castle.
Okay.
Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
And I've investigated that
Yeah.
like
There are
2 years ago.
castles here. It's just a lot of these people don't want us to do anything in them. And it's like, dude, your building's sitting empty. I'll pay you to come in here and let me investigate.
Right?
Just let me in your building and sign this form, please. Like sign this contract.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So a lot of these, if the older Gen X and older, like they don't want anything to do with paranormal.
Nope.
It's like a crapshoot. Either some of them are really cool about it and they have stories from when they were younger,
Never.
and the
Yeah.
rest are like, it's gonna make my business look bad, so I don't wanna risk it. Like, you
Right?
realize how many people would come to your business if they
You would
knew it was
make
haunted?
money. Yeah.
If
Look
you
at like
know how to make money.
yeah. If like let's say Jericho, like right now, the new
Mhm.
group that's running it has is replacing the bathroom right now.
Right?
They're working on getting heating, all the electric and
Right.
replacing that actually use the money that investigators give them to put back into the building and not to
Yep.
their pockets. You can
Yep.
definitely see it when you walk into a location and see it's actually upkept, being worked on, like
Right.
Broadhead and Jericho, unlike
Mhm.
some of these other locations that you walk in and it's like you're charging thousands of dollars and you don't see
Right?
any changes.
Well,
Like
look at
where
Old
you
Baraboo. Old Baraboo is just a bar. They still
yeah,
have their regular weekly bar activities, and then they
mhm,
have an event for a couple hours on the weekend. And then
yeah,
guess what happens? The people that wouldn't normally be in Baraboo, but they're there because of the event, what do they do after the event's over?
investigate.
They go to the bar.
They invest that too, yeah. Yep.
They
Go
go
to
to the
the
bar
bar.
and they get drinks. And then some weird dude that happens to be a guest investigator shows up behind the bar and goes, "Hey guys,
You want to investigate?
you want to investigate at the bar while I pretend like I'm a bartender?" That's
Right?
gonna be me. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be working with Nikki, and she's gonna be like, "Hey, make this ghost teeny," and I'm gonna be like, "What?
Tell me how to
What?
do that, right?
Where's the cheat sheet?
Right?
I can pull beer out of the cooler like the best of them. I can crack jokes. I can do my little dance. Like, hey, this is entertaining. Look at this capo light up. Pour a drink.
How?
Mm.
What? How do I
If
do
I'm
this?
if I'm pouring a drink, someone's gonna have a very good night.
Well, I'll have to get you the book of bartenders for W's or something.
I won't read it. I'm gonna go in blind and I'm gonna be like, here we go. I got this, guys.
Yeah.
So
Joe
Walker House
says,
and Mineral Point.
yeah, I've never heard of that.
I
Joe
haven't either.
Kudo, you need to spill the beans about that one to me and Larry.
Oh.
I have to get you to if
They have
I
a Facebook.
ooh
It's a restaurant.
oh I wonder if it's up by Brummerdor then. Brummerdor, my
Brumder.
answer. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not. I want to go there too and check that out.
I want to go there
But
too.
there's a video from October of last year where they're doing like a Halloween themed wedding at a haunted hotel in Mineral Point, a bunch of stuff. And there's a lot of people in this room, so you could do a good event here. Like
Yeah.
this would be pretty cool.
Joe says
So,
it's 5 minutes from my house, but the owners won't let you investigate.
oh, what the hell?
What the hell? What the fuck?
Well, we're gonna pass on that.
Pass on that. I gotta get if I can get back into this building, which I love. And this is the first place I saw Joe Kudo have his old shit moment, which was hilarious.
You tell.
Joe is a very skeptical guy, very skeptical. He will try to debunk everything and anything. It's the First Word Schoolhouse in Wisconsin Rapids. We were down in the basement, and we had just come back from a smoke break, an energy break, potty break, whatever. And we come back, we're like, hey, we're back. It's Joe, me, Justin, my mom, and a couple other people. And we're like, we're here again, we're going to talk with you. And down the hallway, we hear, hello. And Joe goes, that was one of you guys, right? And we're like, nope. He goes, oh, shit. I have it on recorder. I have it, I have that bit that time. And I'm like, I have your old shit moment, Joe. I have your old shit moment.
Well, it sounds like Joe needs to go to Broadhead and have some oh shit moments. So
he just says to have Joe debunk Broadhead Manor. Okay.
That's right. That's
we're
right.
We're gonna bring Joe. We're gonna bring Joe.
I'm gonna tell you what, Joe. Like we're gonna go to Broadhead, and I'm gonna bring the best investigators that I have.
Me.
It'll be a small group. You know, maybe like a group of like 4 or so. The ones that I know for sure are gonna be legit, and you're not gonna be able to look at them and be like, you guys are faking that, because they're the best of the best. And I'll tell you who it is right now, because I love working with them. It's okay. I might make a bunch of people sad, but I can't bring everybody. Okay, just relax. It's gonna be Jenny, because Jenny does a fantastic job with the Estes, and to watch the Estes on the other side of the room and her to give clear answers is wild.
And
it's
times
wild.
when I channel someone's dead relatives and they come through, that's wild.
Right. And when they say detention, it's hilarious. You have to experience that. So there's one. Scotty Rourke, or Diet. Either one, whichever is available. I'll take either one.
If Joe's there, it will be Scotty. Scotty will be hands down that one.
Okay, that's cool too. You know, whatever. But again, availability. They're both very busy mediums. Yeah. So you know, they're always at events. If I can get either one, I'll be happy. Nikki Wilson, because she investigates very similar to the way that I do. It's very conversational. And she knows how her gear works. And that's the most important thing, because when Joe goes, okay, well, how did that happen? She's going to be able to explain to you how the piece of equipment works. You did. So 1, 2, 3. And then the last one's a bit of a toss up, and it can kind of go either way. It would either be Ed Levin or Neil Gibbons. So Neil's still a little new to the building. He probably need a little bit more experience investigating it before he's super comfortable. So I'd have to go with Ed. Ed knows the spirits inside and out. He knows what rooms activity is more likely to occur in from experience, and he has a good rapport with the spirits. So you're more likely to get them to open up to Ed to get activity for you to now try and debunk.
Yeah.
And if you could put together that group of 4/5 and then try to debunk that, I think you're gonna have a hard time.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm just gonna stand back and film. That's all I'm gonna do. Like, I won't be there unless someone wants to hold the camera for me. But otherwise, like, you guys go have at it. And I think you're gonna have a hard time.
Hmm.
Hard time.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
They
we're gonna
do.
make this happen. We're gonna make this happen in 2025,
Yep.
and we're gonna have Joe have an oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Joe will probably have an oh shit moment
Can,
with the
can,
principal.
I was gonna say, can we take bets on where?
I would say
I'm
the
going
janitor's
janitor.
area. Yeah, I was
Uh-huh.
gonna say the
Uh-huh.
janitor's area. Especially if he says to get out and Joe doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting Joe to get pushed up against a wall or shoved or something. Because
Mm-hmm.
Joe won't listen to spirits. So
No, no, but you'll want to.
mm-hmm.
You'll want to.
Joe's like, be gentle, I'm new to this.
I'll be gentle.
Whatever.
I'll be gentle. I can't guarantee the janitor that roughed me up will be gentle, or the
Right?
principal that roughed you up will be
Yeah.
gentle.
Yeah.
But but like Bill said in chat, he'll stay away and he'll just
Yep.
be in the gym and it's all you. You're the only one. They'll be focused on you and the
To,
rest of us. And
yeah.
you'll have a great time. I guarantee it. You'll have a great time.
I'm kind of excited for this now. We gotta
Yeah.
make it happen.
Yeah,
Because
you and Joe work out something to figure out when's best for you guys, and then we'll get some dates together and we'll work with Bill to see what he's got open.
it
And
will be
we're
when it's
totally gonna have a good
not
time.
it will not be when it's cold. Because that place is not heated. And I will not be investigating in the cold.
You just might have to suck it up.
I do not suck it up. Especially after what I experienced in January with heat, warm hand warmers, second degree burns. No, I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay. Well, we'll take turns taking Joe out because you can't go out in a group of 5 anyway. You should go out in
No.
smaller 2s and 3s.
Joe
So,
says I will take one for the team if I get pushed. Just please get it on film.
oh, that's for sure gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
for
Nikki
sure.
agrees with me. Nikki agrees with me. No cold. So we gotta do it in like the spring time.
We'll see if the spring will work. I can't guarantee the building's going to be warm because even in June that building is kind of chilly.
Yeah, it is.
So, but yeah, the condo's always warm. So
Yeah, the condo's always warm. You can go warm up in the condo.
right.
So
And then I think the conference area is also warm too. I think.
yeah, the gym area is usually
No,
nice.
on the second floor. The second floor
Oh yeah, true.
where the big table is.
Yeah. So for someone who's just getting into filmmaking, what is your one piece of advice?
Light. 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 You can take light away in editing. You cannot add light.
Nope.
So if you're trying to go for a spooky look, do it in post. Get everything to be evenly lit, and then go for flavor.
Yep.
So what we did for Expedition Entity, I have a giant floodlight that's this big that is on
It's big.
top of my camera, and it goes everywhere with me, and it just poof, everything is lit up. And then I go in and then I add contrast and I bring the shadows darker so that it looks that spooky look.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody clear face, you can see exactly who they are. You don't have any focus issues.
Yep.
Everything looks good. When I go mobile, I'm still, this is buggy. This is all over my arm. I don't like this. When I go mobile, I've been working with new smaller lights. Jenny and I were just talking about the Horn Paranormal Research Torch IR light, which is
he has it right next to it.
This bad boy here. Fantastic light. Not only is this a battery pack that can run a USB camera, I ran this for several hours the other night, and I still have 2 out of 5 bars.
Nice.
And I ran this nonstop. So it also has a daylight sensor in here, so where if you walk into a bright room, it turns the light off.
Nice.
But it's a circular light.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get that ring.
Like rectangle.
Yeah. So that's why I added these 2 little guys. So these are IR LED bars, and they fill the where is it? the edges right here where the circle light doesn't get to. So now you get the entire horizontal range of the shot, and then you get a little bit up here and a little bit down there by combining these lights together.
Yep.
And let me tell you, the shots look amazing. The little bit of recording that I did at Broadhead, I haven't gone through it because I literally spent all day yesterday in bed. Like
Yeah, I
yesterday
bet.
was my recovery day. And I'm going to pull some screen grabs out of it, and you'll see just how well lit all that is. Can you go back to that Jericho shot, the picture?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll read Nikki's chat. When I take a pic, Larry tells me turn, 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 all about lighting. Yes, turn, turn, turn. Get the light coming this way and not from behind.
Yep.
So if you see in this shot here, this is only the horn paranormal light. Can you zoom in on it a little bit?
I don't think so.
That's okay. So you can kind of see how it's very centered, right? Focused in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny's every bit of 20 feet away from me. But you can still very clearly make not only her out, but you can make the closet out behind her.
Yeah, and the vent box next to it.
Right.
Next.
But do you see where Nikki's a little bit more in the shadows, and then on the left side of the screen, that's very, very dark.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that round light isn't able to get very well.
Well, yeah.
So the way that I was able to light Nikki up was I took that light and I just slightly turned it to the right, and I caught Nikki on the edge of that circular part. And that's why the left side is so dark. So by adding those two smaller rectangle ones, it's going to allow me to fill the center out with light to where now only my corners are going to be dark. And I'm okay with that because that's almost like a built-in vignette and it looks kind of spooky.
Yeah, it does. And I love it.
But this is literally a picture from my phone of the camera screen. So when I go and do the real thing, I can make adjustments to this to make it look darker.
Mm-hmm.
To give it that spooky look, but there's still the detail that's there. Like you don't lose the detail. You need that detail, and your camera needs the light to stay in focus. Because the thing that's going to take you out of it is as soon as the camera goes, because it's losing focus because there's not enough light, you're instantly gone. You as the audience, you're not watching anymore.
Nope.
So light, you need light, 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 and never point the light at another camera unless it's intentional.
Yeah. And then go ahead.
You can do cool things by pointing lights at each other. Like if you're looking for something stressful and you're both handheld and you're both talking to each other and like the camera's moving around, it's very stressful for the audience. The audience feels that stress.
Yeah.
So it can be an intentional thing, but if you have stationary cameras set up on tripods, never point them at each other.
Nope. Never.
Because then you get refractions and the lens flares, and it doesn't look good. And then those lens flares will prevent you from seeing orbs and shadows and the stuff that you want to see.
The stuff that you want, that you're there to see.
Right.
You will be kind of.
Right. Because we've all gotten that orb where it just kind of went, okay, that's probably dust, right? It just kind of went down. But what happens when the orb does this? That's not dust.
Nope, that's not dust.
That's not dust. What was that? But if you have a lens flare on the screen, you won't see anything. So, yeah, light, light, light.
Yes.
And then if your lighting is good, your next priority should always be audio.
Absolutely. You have to get good audio.
Yep. Sure. Because IR footage is going to look like crap anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The shadows are going to be noisy, especially if you're streaming it. It's just not going to look amazing like a high quality film would, right?
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. It's IR. We all understand that. We understand the look. Mm-hmm. But if your audio sounds like garbage, your viewers are gone. Absolutely. They won't put up with it.
Nope.
So give them something to look at and give them something to listen to. And you can have the crappiest $200 IR camcorder, and as long as there's light and good audio, you can make it work.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So let's talk about some upcoming events that you will be at, because we are almost at the end of the show. We're actually over, but that's okay.
I like to talk.
I know. We like to talk. We like to have fun. Well, City Paracon is coming up Saturday, November 2nd. Mm-hmm. You will be a speaker. I will be a vendor. I know Joe Kuda will be there. Scotty will be there.
Mhm.
Jason and Jay will be there. Bob and Terry.
Yep.
I don't know who these other people are. But it
Barnaby
is.
Jones is the guy that runs Caps.
Yep.
Barnaby's a really cool dude.
And this is in where's the
Kenosha.
city? Kenosha. That's right.
Well, actually, I think it's Summers, but it's over by Kenosha, I believe.
Okay.
So,
So if you're local, check it out. Get your tickets. Come see
yep.
Larry and everyone. Come get an aura photo with me. I will be doing aura photos.
Yep. I believe I'm doing the Black Hawk talk. Sometimes like they all get mixed up in my head. I'm like, what am I talking about again and where? I believe that one's the Black Hawk talk. So,
what other events do you have coming up for the end of the year?
Oh goodness. Okay. So let's see. Unfortunately, next weekend was Chris Fleming's pop-up Paracon, but that is postponed now.
Yep.
So I'm actually in a photo shoot that day. I'm going to be doing a Victorian steampunk photo shoot with my good friend Laura. And our friend Benny, who is a photographer. And other than the headshots we had for the show, I've never done a photo shoot before. So this looks like it's gonna be fun. So that'll be next weekend, and then after that, I have a very long weekend. The 10th and the 11th, I'm doing private investigations with a small group. The 12th, during the evening time, I have a local library event. I did last year. I'm doing it again, and that one I'm partnering up with Jay Hill, who's a psychic medium.
Yep.
And then that night, Broadhead is doing the teen night with Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. And my son wants to go, so we're going up to that too.
Fun.
So that's going to be a very long weekend.
That's going to be a really long weekend for you.
The weekend after that, October 19th, I'm going to be at Old Baraboo Inn with the very fantastic Nikki Wilson. She'll be, I believe she's doing the basement and I'm doing the brothel for the investigation.
Nice.
And then for some reason, they're going to put me behind the bar afterwards for like an hour or so. And I'm going to do my little dance. I'm going to tell some jokes, maybe talk to some ghosts. And it's probably not going to be an amazing time. Like they're going to look at me and be like, who is this dude and why is he here? But that's okay because we're going to make it fun. And there's going to be selfies to be had because Nikki and I are selfie besties. So, you're going to look over and all you're going to see is snap, 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 snap. So, so that's October 19th. I think there's still tickets available for that one. I should ask. We still got time, but I think there's still tickets available. You can go to Old Baraboo Inn on Facebook and check that out.
That's what I'm looking for right now to see.
Yeah.
Any info out for it. Let's see events.
So the weekend after that is the Seance at the Rough House at Watseka, Illinois, the Watseka Wonder House, the Rough House. That is an event and documentary. So the event during the day, there's going to be a lot of great speakers, such as Neil, who's running the event, Diet, who is doing readings, and then doing the seance later that night.
Nice.
Yeah. Nat and Elliot are leading the investigations for the building. Bob from Bob After Dark is going to be there doing investigations. Ed and Mike from Ed's Team Spire are doing the investigations in the museum, in the basement. There's a lot of really cool artifacts they're focusing around. And then anyone that takes part of the seance or the investigations of the Rough House, whether day or nighttime, either will be in the documentary or there's a strong chance you could be.
Nice.
So, yeah, Mr. Capone. Yeah, Nikki and Al Capone are like this apparently. So, and apparently like he does great in the basement. So
yes, he does.
Nikki get to the basement. But so yeah, that's going to be fantastic on the 26th. And then following that, of course, is Bell City, first weekend of November.
Yep.
And then I don't think I have any paranormal events the 2 weekends in November until the last weekend.
Is it
the last?
Days of the Dead.
Days of the Dead. Yeah, is it the last weekend or fourth weekend?
Yeah.
It's the
weekend before Thanksgiving.
It's the fourth weekend. Yeah. Yeah. So there's 5 weekends in November this year. Wow.
It's the 23rd, 22nd through the 24th,
Yeah.
I believe.
22nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Yeah, there's 5 weeks in November.
It is a massive event.
Hmm.
10,000 plus attendees. Some of the biggest names in horror are going to be there. Alice freaking Cooper is going to be there.
Yeah, I saw that. I kind of
Alice
want to.
Cooper. Like, that's so cool.
That is so cool.
So, and then we're going to be there. So, Diet and I, Nick with Shadowhunters is going to be doing a booth, and then Blood Moon Paranormal is going to be a part of it.
Nice.
So,
I think I have to come out and just hang out.
sure. It's going to be a fantastic event, and the paranormal experience this year is it's going to be great, but it's laying the foundation for something even better next year.
Yeah.
So definitely come and hang out and check us out, because it's just going to keep getting better,
Mm-hmm.
especially now that I'm involved.
It's already on my calendar for next year too. So
Sweet. Well, and there's a March one next year as well. So there's 2 of them next year, with the talk of there being a third.
Oh wow.
And it's like, I'll do all 3, absolutely.
Yeah, you're close enough.
Right. Like, I can drive home. An event that I can drive home from is a perfect event for me.
Right?
Like, oh no, I gotta drive home. It takes an hour and a half. That's my drive from Broadhead every time. Like, okay, sure, whatever.
Right.
This event for Days of the Dead is like 40 minutes.
So we can all go
Yay.
bunk at your house. Okay, got it.
Yeah, right,
Bunk
right.
at Lily's house. It's at my
We're having a paranormal slumber party.
We'll just plan on that. We'll just have a slumber party at Larry's house. Where can people find you? Social media, TikTok, all that fun stuff.
So, the best place to find me is Facebook. And you'll find me because I've got the blue check mark. I made sure that I have the blue check mark because not only one, I do a lot of promoting for my show, Expedition Andy, and the other things that I do, but also I contact events through Facebook. And people contact me for events like, hey, I want to get tickets for your event. How do I do this? You need to know that it's actually me.
Yeah.
So you see the blue check mark, it's me, it's a legit link, you're good to go. And because there's extra protection so that my stuff doesn't get hacked. Very nice. So Facebook is the best place. I have an Instagram where like stuff automatically posts from Facebook.
Yep.
I'm not super active. I really don't use it much, but it's there if you do. I gave up on Twitter. I gave up on Snapchat. I gave up on Patreon. For the longest time, I got logged out of TikTok, and my phone didn't remember the login information. So I just didn't have TikTok anymore. And I finally got it back not that long ago. So I had to go in and delete like 20 videos. You know why. But 20 videos had to be removed. But now it's like, well, damn, my videos are looking kind of sparse. I need to get some more stuff out. So I will slowly be posting more. Good night, Bill.
Love you.
Be posting more, posting more to TikTok as I get more like videos, like what we did for Jericho and stuff like that. I'll get it worked together into a little reel and start putting it out. That's gonna take a bit, but for right now, Facebook is the best place to find me. You can find all the events that I'm doing. You can find the podcast that I'm doing. Release information for books. You can find my website, smalltownproductions.com, which has my media kit, where if you want me for an event, an investigation, a podcast, everything's on the media kit. Your pictures that you can download, full-size pictures. You can download events that I've been to, descriptions of some of the conferences, topics that I've given, all sorts of stuff readily available on one link. So, but it's all easy to find on my Facebook.
Night, Joe.
Good night, Joe. Get ready to get spooked.
I'll see you next weekend. Super excited. I didn't know he was coming there. Lock Island. I was expecting November.
Sure.
Bonus. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I will see you in a few weeks, if not sooner. You never know.
What do we? You were talking about maybe going to OBI, right?
Maybe OBI.
Maybe.
Bell City.
For
You
sure.
never
For
know.
sure,
You
boss
never
lady.
know where I'll pop up at. You know. You never
Well,
know.
that's true. I mean, River's not a teen, but you know, maybe I don't know.
Maybe
Good
I'll
night,
just pretend
Nikki.
to be. I'll be a teen for a night.
Right. I'm a teen.
I'm a teen. Let
Yep.
me in.
That's right.
So
That's
thank
right.
you again, everyone. Go check out his Facebook page, his website. Go
And
watch
if you're if
Paranormal.
you're if you're at Rock Island, buy the 10 books that I gave Jenny.
Yes, come see me. I have the books.
They're
I have the
signed, they're
books.
ready to go. You just get them from her.
Yep, and then take a selfie with it and send it to him.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that.
Yeah. So have a great night, Larry, and I will see you super soon, I guess.
Good night.
Night. Like I said in the beginning of the show, this is the last show for a while, unless I decide to pop on one night and do a special special show. I think there's one in October I will be doing. But keep an eye out on our Facebook page. Go there tonight, enter the raffle from our friends at Haunted Happy Hour. You get a little fun gift basket with coffee, a little ghost, a cup, and a bunch of other fun stuff. Go check that out. While you're at it, like the Facebook page of Unturned Pages, and like Haunted Happy Hour, go like Small Towns Production, and everything else. And we will see you guys back soon. In the meantime, I'll be playing replays throughout the next few weeks. If you have a show that you want me to replay, inbox us on the Facebook page or my personal page, and I can get that all loaded up for one night. If you're in Rock Island, if you're in Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, come out to Rock Island next weekend. It is $5 admission for fun from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Over 120 different vendors. Get out there, check it out. Come see me, get an aura photo. Next Saturday, every aura photo, $10 of my fee will get donated to Chris Fleming's cancer battle, if I can't talk. So come out, see me get a reading, and then support Chris Fleming as well. But if you're in the area, come see us next weekend. Otherwise, I will see you guys very soon. Have a great night.